Hey Michelle, I wanted to explore today a question that's seemingly pretty uninteresting, which is how is the guitar tuned and why? And I think that as you dive into that, you get a sense not only for guitar's tuning in itself, but what a guitar is really good at and why. And as we do so, I suspect we're going to learn a little bit more about the pentatonic scale itself and its sort of clandestine relationship to the circle of fourths. So let's start with how we were taught to tune the guitar to begin with. First, play the open E string, then move up to the 5th fret, or up a 4th musically, and then matches the string below it. E to A. Perfect. Do the same thing with the next string. Up a 4th musically, and matches the string below it. Again. Matches the string below it. Do that again. Do it again. And your guitar is all tuned, right? Wrong! That doesn't sound right. This is the guitar tuned in perfect fourths all the way top to bottom. It ends up leaving your top string E and your bottom one F, which sounds pretty awful together. The way your guitar is really tuned is in fourths until you get to the 4th and 5th strings, in which case there's actually tuned a 3rd. The question is, why was that choice made? What the guitar does is, after proceeding along the circle of fourths for 1, 2, 3 notes, it makes a jump of a 3rd down to B and then back to E. This may seem arbitrary, but if you think about it, it's brilliant at the heart of storytelling. Basically, the guitar skips all the rigmarole, the weirdness of going all the way around the circle of fourths, instead goes out a little bit and jumps back to B, the final step before returning to the satisfying home of E. Okay, so big deal. The 6 strings of the guitar are tuned to 5 consecutive notes on the circle of fourths. But if we take a closer look, we notice that those notes are the exact notes of the pentatonic scale. G major or E minor pentatonic scale. Now, we know the pentatonic scale. It seems to be the scale that can fit effortlessly anywhere and doesn't usually sound bad or clash with any notes, largely because it's impossible to play a tritone anywhere on that scale. But we're advancing our understanding. A pentatonic scale is actually just 5 consecutive notes on the circle of fourths. At the same time, it's also pushing our understanding of what makes a guitar and part of why it's so fun to play. Think about it. We've taken one of the most important and perhaps widely fitting scales in Western music and we baked it into the guitar, exactly for free, just right down the open axis. And because the guitar is fretted in half steps, it actually means anywhere along any of its frets, I just take one finger and press down on it, I've also gotten the pentatonic scale there. This largely explains so many of the shapes and even bar chords that we use in guitar. We begin with the pentatonic scale, and then make slight alterations up or down to accommodate for the specific flavor of chord that we want. For example, here's an A minor 7. If I want to make it A minor 7 with a major 6th in it, all I need to do is drop that 7th down to a major 6th, which is a slight deviation from just playing all the notes in that fret. You can also see this similarly in, for example, a major 7 shape. Very, very close to having just one fret, all notes pressed down, these slight deviations that make guitar a joy to play. And the way this pentatonic scale is arranged entirely in fourths and 1/3 means that it's really, really easy to play fourths and fifths. For example, in Jason Mraz's song, which does not need to be named, those fifths that I look for just sit right there easily, right on top of each other. Similarly, if I wanted to play a G and a C, I can take advantage of the fact that if this is my G, a C, which is a 4th up, sits just directly below that. It also explains why the blues, which is so pentatonic based, is so easy to play on guitar even with one finger. And also things like slide guitar. It also explains why the guitar does so well with drone tones, because by harnessing a pentatonic scale, we've already got so many of the universal notes to a song or to a key there that we really need to add or change very little. For example, I'm only going to change 2 strings. I hope for now, at least, it's given you a better appreciation for the fact why it's so powerful. That the guitar doesn't sound like this when played openly, that sounds like this.